To speak while women write, while women exist online, while women is dangerous.
No it's not.
There is an online epidemic of violence against women.
No, there's an online epidemic of people who are disagreeing with you and your idea of equality. And you don't like it.
Don't believe me? Ask any woman who writes online, any female gamer or sports commentator, any artist or journalist, and you will find a backlog of death threat upon death threat upon rape threat upon rape threat, always rape threats.
Yeah, I've gotten a few of those, especially the rape threats. Except I know other people have received threats as well, including men. It is not a woman-only issue here. People use the anonymity they have on the internet to be complete asses to others.
How did it come to this?
You, well, not necessarily you in particular, just the SJW feminist dogma that has declared its monopoly over everything concerning gender, race, and class issues. It's your way or the highway. And again, people are getting sick of it.
To generations of terrified men hiding behind screens, muttering violent utterings, whore, slut, cunt, feminazi.
So the Heil, Heil, right in the Führer's face.
Why are they so afraid of what we have to say that every time I post a new poem online, I will inevitably get the comment, shut the fuck up?
Shut the fuck up. I don't give a shit about your shitty poem, okay? And trust me, it has nothing to do with you being a girl. I just hate slam poetry, okay?
To be dangerous is to speak while woman, to speak truth to power, to speak truth to power, to speak at all while woman.
See? I told you.
Because when we decide to speak, we become dangerous women.
So, oh my god, like today I was going around fighting the patriarchy when some guy said hi to me. Hashtag mansplaining.
No, you're not. You have been actually very rude and extremely entitled.
Well, I'm sorry that my Hawaiian lady is offending you.
When we decide to speak, we become dangerous to the status quo because our voices can shatter glass ceilings. Because our words...
Yeah, I'm skipping over this. I'm not putting you guys through this torture, okay?
When I speak online about women's rights to their own bodies, terrified little men threaten to hang me from trees.
Most people are not afraid of women speaking their minds. They either don't give a shit or they're trolls. Unless you're talking about the Middle East. Then I can understand why you're so concerned.
To rape me out of my opinion.
How the hell do you do that? Again, if you're raped, go to the cops.
To force me to stay silent. To force me to shut up. To become a dangerous woman.
Saying that over again is not helping your case. You just look like a nut. I mean, you're not a dangerous woman in Western culture. You're the equivalent of those Bible thumpers that stand outside the Comic-Con shouting, "We're all going to hell."
But we could see who's serving the devil, because the devil, Jesus said, men that love darkness hate the light. Look around at all the darkness. I can understand a 5-year-old little child dressed like Cinderella, but what's a 50-year-old fool dressing like Bozo the Clown?
Decide to be heard instead of just seen is to decide that your favourite body part is not your tits or your ass or your waist, but your teeth, your tongue, your vocal cords.
I don't know about you, but I see characteristics of people in two different ways, the physical and the mental, and I deem both important. I can either like both, only one, or none.
Find that the most beautiful part of yourself cannot be seen by outsider because it resides within your mind.
Agreed, but I don't think you should demonize physical looks as well.
Every time I receive a wave of online violence and abuse, I find it is the same thing. It is always from men. It is only from men.
Okay, no. There's a study proving that half of the online abuse that women get is from other women. So stop painting a picture that all women are these sad, pathetic creatures that need protection. I thought feminists were supposed to empower women, not patronize me.
And it is never about what I'm speaking about. It is about the fact that I am speaking, that I dare to be speaking while living in this body, while this body is living in this world.
Ugh, slam poetry, gag. Also, I'm a woman speaking on the internet. If I have a hurtful comment that offends me, I either cry a little bit about it and then I move on with my life. I wish more that I had a thicker skin than them not saying the comment.
The first time I received a death threat from my poetry, I was proud. I threaten patriarchy. I make the status quo shake to its core. I am a dangerous woman. Hear me roar.
Blah, 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 dangerous woman, patriarchy, Katy Perry song. I mean, I guess women are still living under the oppressive patriarchy where I can make the same amount of money if I do the same amount of work as a guy does, so I can buy my own donuts. People will believe when I yell rape, and I can bitch about how men are so evil without being called sexist. So oppressed.
The first time I received death threats online, I was proud. I had made some little man so afraid. He used every word he had ever learned to shut a woman up, to silence and disbelief, to force us into quiet. Whore, slut, cunt, feminazi.
So the hi-yo, right in the Boer's face.
The 12th time I received a death threat for one of my poems, I was tired. I was annoyed, I was exhausted, I was furious. I am not the only woman facing this. Many women have it far worse online than I do.
And so are men, like the ones that dare to disagree with feminists and then they lose their jobs. Or what about the ones that are being falsely accused of rape on social medias like, oh, I don't know, Tumblr?
How many more? How many more women threatened with murder for speaking before we act up? How many more before we reclaim the internet as we reclaim our street?
Okay, this is what got me throughout the entire video. The internet isn't yours. It was never yours. And it's not the people that are giving you this abuse either. The internet is a shitstorm and it's abundance of crap where some places you don't want to look or you regret that you have. Like this video.
This isn't helping men either. You know that, right? I receive letters of support from men every week. Men who are exhausted and struggling and terrified of trying to live up to the expectations of being a real man.
And what do you deem a real man? What in your mind is considered to be a real man? Men have emotions, they just don't deal with it the same way women do. It doesn't make them toxic or weak, it just makes them different because they are.
This is not about individual men, and it's not about a few internet trolls either. This is not about all men or some men. This is about masculinity.
This isn't about masculinity. You can still be a good person and be masculine. Also, what do you think about masculine women? Are they good because they're women or submerged in the toxic patriarchy? The rest of the video, she basically goes on about the evils of the patriarchy and how she's a dangerous woman for pointing it out, while men call her unmentionables like slut, cunt, and of course,
feminazi.
When Herr Goebbels says we own the world in space, the hi-yo, right in Herr Goebbels' face.